Hi guys, welcome back to Over Easy Acres. We're a family of 6 living in southern Idaho. I didn't actually plan to shoot a vlog today, but I wanted to show you my garden because I've been super excited about it. Now we've had some strange weather. We've had cold and we have had hot in just a couple days. And so the plants that I bought from Starts from the Greenhouse are showing signs of suffering from this. But I'll turn you around and I'll show you what I have been doing. And I'm just excited about what I have in the ground this year. So if you're new to following us, we moved onto this property 3 months ago, actually 3 months ago exactly. So this is our first year here doing gardening. I've tried a little bit in the past. We've raised chickens on this property, but we haven't been living on it and we haven't had an actual garden. So this is the first year with that. And you can kind of see here, there's my garden helper, but we have a garden bed here and actually one that's extending back there because that's where my squash is going to go. But I'll show you the layout here because I think I have followed all of the rules for companion planting. Let me know if I've broken them or what I can do better down in the comments or help fellow watchers. But I followed what I felt I'm supposed to do so that they can all help each other and hopefully avoid some of the pest problems that we've had in past years. All right, so here we are inside. We just have 3-foot fence put up because the only predators that we have so far, right now, cross your fingers, are over on these rock piles that divide between our house and the neighbor's house. We have prairie dogs. We have so many of them. They had babies this spring, so now we have even more. They're everywhere. And so I assumed that they would be my biggest non-insect pest. So to try to help that, I'll see if this will show. We have 3-foot fencing. It's larger on the top and gets smaller down at the bottom to protect against those type of pests. I have not seen deer here. I have seen some fox, the occasional peacock that walks through here. I don't know how much they eat, but you might hear them. The rest of the animals seem to be fenced in by their owners, so I'm not really worried about sheep or cows. Sometimes a stray one has come through, but that was before we lived here. Anyway, okay, so starting off in this corner here, these mounds that you see, I have 6 of them. They are my zucchini. Now, the only problem I had was that the other day we saw birds coming down and pecking the top of them because I planted these from seed. Zucchini are something that work well from seed. They grow quickly, and so I just direct sowed those right in there. Here's my mint, which is helping with pests. It's chocolate mint. It's looking a little bit sad, but it's in a bucket because mint goes everywhere. And I have learned that the hard way. Don't plant it in the ground unless you just want a field of mint. Okay, next, so right here was where I was. That was my zucchini. These are my cauliflower. I bought these as starts. I had started some inside as seeds, but that was right as we were moving and they failed miserably, didn't do well. Skill issue on my part, just didn't take good care of them. But so I bought the starts, bought a 4-pack. These are my cauliflower. Okay, next to that, I have carrots. And carrots you direct sow. They don't like to be disturbed because since you're eating the root, if you're disturbing that, they're very sensitive. So anything that you're just going to eat the root of it, like a beet or carrot, those type of things, rutabaga, parsnips, all of that stuff, the root crops, they don't like to be bugged. So I direct sowed those. Now what I'm worried about was that we've had very cold temperatures and then warmer temperatures. We even had hail, and I'm thinking that they're not any too happy. So my hope for them is I'm going to mulch them and just see if anything comes up in a few days. I read on the packet they're for kind of the intermediate gardener, and I haven't been super successful with them. So I guess I'm still at the beginning level. Next to that, okay, here I have my onions, green onions over here. I have some that are just from the tops of ones that I was using at home and just chopped them off, ones from the store. Here I actually planted onion seeds, and I just did this a couple days ago, so I don't see anything in it other than perhaps an animal mark of some type. I see a dip in there. I also have rosemary. That's supposed to help with aphids, I believe, so I hope that it really does. Next, I have celery. This is a companion plant with the chives. And also I read loofah gourds, although I think that they have probably died. I put them in and right after that we had 38 degrees and they don't like to go down that low. I thought I was safe. I checked the forecast, but we just dipped a little bit lower than the 40s. And I think they would have been okay down to about 42, but they did not like the 38. I don't know if there's any hope for them. I still see some of the stalks trying to stand up. So I don't know, we'll cross our fingers. And if not, I'm gonna run back down to the greenhouse and get some more. I've tried to grow loofah gourds for 4 years now. No, even longer. Oh, I took a couple years off. So maybe 4 years I have tried and I have not been successful. But anyway, I was talking here about, here's celery. And it's still looking happy enough. It seems to like a lot of water. I mean, which makes sense because celery is so watery and crunchy. So it kind of droops over and then it comes back to life pretty fast. So last year was the first time that I ever planted celery. It was super, super delicious. Very much unlike anything that you buy in the store. So I'm excited by that. Here I planted eucalyptus. Just because I think it's really pretty and I saw it on another video of planting and I was like, hey, I want some in my garden. Okay, then I'm going to turn around. This part here that is not planted is going to be for my squash because they trellis and vine so largely that they just need their own space. A couple years ago, I did it in our house just in the suburbs and it took up our whole lawn, nearly killed the whole lawn. So this time it gets its own space just to it. So hopefully it's happy and has a good crop for me. Okay, over here are my, if you can see, my little watermelon. I don't know if they're going to be very happy. Again, those low temperatures didn't help. Let's see what kind this is. The tag is Blacktail Mountain watermelon. So we'll see. Okay, moving this way.
This one does not look happy.
This one doesn't look happy?
Nope.
I think you're right. This is a pumpkin. Oh, our small sugar pumpkin. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. Okay, these are summer squash. These are the yellow, knobby ones. Not the crookneck, I think, but what does it say? Golden bumpy. It's a golden bumpy summer squash. We love zucchini and summer squash in the summer. It's such a great side dish. I just saute it up in butter. You can sprinkle it with Parmesan cheese if you want, and it's delicious and it's easy. All right, moving on this way, I have in here, let's see if you can see where it is. Yes, right here, this is salad. It is a salad bowl mix from M.I. Gardner heirloom seeds. I'm hoping that it will sprout again. This is looking pretty dry right here. I try to water it, still dry. Next to it, I have 2 beds of beets. That's my shadow. So here's a bed of beets and then another one right next to it. I really love fresh beets. They're expensive in the store and they're really cheap to grow yourself. Okay, last little spot here. I'll turn you around so you can see better. All right, here's my last little spot. I have some basil. I did not grow any of this from seed. 1 jalapeno and then cilantro. And then I'm going to add to this some tomatoes. I didn't find any good ones in the store and I didn't start any myself. So I think that I'll put them in there. I may also add, I have herbs here. Now, before we moved, I had a spectacular herb garden because these do not die. They winter very nicely for us here. We're in like zone 7B, 7A, 7B, right kind of on the border of that. And they didn't die and they became huge. So these little tiny things that I have right now ended up taking up a 4x4 raised bed just themselves. So I had oregano, sage, thyme, and I also had something else in there. I had my rosemary, but it did die over the winter. So what's left now to plant is a watermelon, little baby flower watermelon. It looks like it's still hanging in there. I haven't killed it yet. And what is this thing that's looking terrible? Butternut squash. And here is my pumpkin Cinderella carriage. I also have cantaloupe somewhere. I wonder where that went. Well, I'll have to look around.
See?
Okay, I found the cantaloupe. This is what my daughter was showing you. I think that it may have seen better days. as well as this one is not looking so hot. That's my small sugar pumpkin. But I'm gonna go throw them in the ground right now and see what they do, because if they die, they are no more dead than they are right now. And if they live, so much the better. My plan for right now, so I'm gonna take this mulch. I got these packs last year at Costco and the year before as well. They're actually, it's ground cover. It's organic coconut from the coconut core. Anyway, you get it wet and you can put it over, and it's really nice. It helps lock in the moisture because it's very, very dry here, so everything's always just thirsty all the time, and kind of keeps the sun off of the tender part of the plant and keeps the moisture locked in. So my plan right now is to spread this out over some of the beds that are just looking bone dry and see if that will help them. Okay, well, here's my progress. Got everything covered up just a little bit to hold in the moisture. I think this will make them a lot happier. Hopefully keep their soil a little bit more moist. And then these haven't come up yet. I'll cover them up too, but haven't done it yet. So at least I got that far. I didn't get my squash planted. That's my next chore, but I think I need to go in and start dinner. I just found a really good, delicious recipe for cheddar biscuits, and they're so delicious that we gobbled them up last night and we want more tonight. So anyway, maybe I'll share that recipe with you at some point. It's really good. So the takeaway tip for today is that your plants don't want to be caught naked in the garden any more than you do. So make sure you cover them up with mulch. They'll be happy and you'll be happy because you'll have more plants. So until next time, thanks for hanging out with me. Bye-bye.